total collapse of the United States, but that's unprecedented. That's never, we've never seen an instance where we've switched from one reserve currency to another reserve currency in less than a decade's time.
On the topic of U.S. dissolution, I think that most people think that because there's two oceans separating the United States from the rest of the world, that it's always going to be this safe haven where the vaults are protected. But, we're starting to see civil unrest. And when Trump was almost assassinated, you almost started to see that fear that, holy shit, this thing could come undone. Like you could actually see like civil conflict in the United States. I mean, the only thing that is tanking, in my opinion, the USD is
Mm-hmm.
the US itself, is if something happens within the United States itself. Outside of that, the only thing I'll say is that while it's true that the pound sterling transition to the USD it definitely took a minute. It's also the case that right before that transition took place, the pound sterling was like the top of the hop, like it peaked, kind of crested, like, and so if the USD is kind of cresting right now, maybe that's a sign of something else. I would say, yeah, the only way we're really going to see a precipitous collapse and transition to some other currency is if something happens in the US, which the way things are going, it very well could. I mean, we're really one Franz Ferdinand moment away from things just starting to fall apart. It's sad to say, but when you have so many provocative things happening on all ends, and it's like this pendulum, like,
Yeah.
Elon does something crazy, and then people start burning Tesla cars, and that forces a more extreme reaction to that. And it's just like, eventually something's got to give. I mean, what are your thoughts living there?
Yeah, it's kind of it's kind of become like a national security concern in some way, because if you look at 2020, if Trump would have won, I mean, things are ready to blow off back then in 2020. So it's kind of like a
Yeah,
pressure relief valve for the left during 2020. Fast
yeah,
forward to 2024, if Trump would have lost, then the right would have blown up. I mean,
yeah.
we could have seen. So it's kind of weird. And then in 2016, you had this disillusionment from white working class Americans.
Yeah.
Obama was able to hold them from 2008, but by the end of his last term, he had lost that vote. So in comes Trump. The pressure relief valve from that group of people subsides. So in a weird way, it does seem like the red team versus blue team thing is kind of put in place to pacify any emergent revolution, any emergent.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's 100%. I mean, it's the dialectic that, and that's why, anybody who believes that their side is genuinely doing anything revolutionary is kind of deluding themselves. But I'm sure the powers that be don't mind, and this is why it almost seems like, and we're getting into the realm of conspiracy here, but it really does seem like the media is taking it easy on Trump this go around. Like, I'm not seeing a lot of
Mhm.
the TDS from CNN. Like, you're seeing the usual, but compared to what's going on right now, like you would think there would be a lot more. And it almost seems like they're accommodating and facilitating this in some way, almost as if, like you said, pressure relief valve. We got to let this happen. And, yeah, it's strange.
Yeah, I think, I mean, again, it goes back to World War III. Um, my suspicion is, this is speculation on my part, is that the military industrial complex, the intelligence agencies are forecasting a major war between China and the United States. They can't be dealing with all of these domestic issues between its populace. They've got to temper down the mood.
Hmm.
Trump, they most likely cut a deal with Trump. We'll give you some, you'll be able to have some domestic issues that you can play with in your sandbox. But like when it comes to foreign policy, you'll acquiesce by and large.
Right.
And so I think the realization is we've got to get serious here in America.
Yeah.
And I don't want this to turn into like a Canadian versus an American hockey fight or anything like that. But I think that's what the whole 51st state thing is about. I think
Yeah.
what he's trying to do is he's trying to create like this big fortress in the Western Hemisphere. I think he wants America to be in control of the Western Hemisphere because he does see this war coming. And why does he want control of Canada? Or greater influence of Canada? Well, you guys have the North Sea Passage. You guys have access to the North Pole. Who else is on the North Pole? Russia. Hold on
Yeah.
a second. I thought Russia and the U.S. were patching things up. What's going on here?
Yeah.
Well,
No.
so it's all, I think it's all kind of lining up to, no one's ready for a war right now, but I think they're preparing for a war a few years down the line. The tariffs are put in place to incentivize American manufacturing because when the war kicks off, trade will be much more restricted. So we've got to be able to make stuff here at home. We got to have full control of our Western Hemisphere. Some of the free speech stuff that's going on with the college campuses, whether you agree or disagree with, these protesters, it is putting in a mechanism to silence opposition. Whether you agree with it, again, whether you agree with it or not, could this also be pushed down to citizens eventually, U.S. citizens? I don't know. But look at what they did with the Japanese internment camps in World War II. So it does seem like they're putting all the preparations in place for something big, maybe in the 2030s or so. And Trump is just one piece. It goes far beyond Trump. It's not like Trump just had the idea. Trump is just the executive, right? He's the CEO, but he answers to the board. Who's the board? For you to find out, for you to guess.
Absolutely. I think you're right that the pieces are being put into place so that if they ever had to do some sort of military draft again, any sort of resistance could easily be legally corralled and just kept in check and quelled. So I think that on that positive note, we'll conclude. But I would strongly encourage people to go and check out Capital Cosm. Has a lot of great guests. And if you're somebody who wants to keep your finger on the pulse of finance, what the smart money is doing, then I would encourage you guys to go and check out his channel. Thanks for coming on, Danny. I really appreciate it.
No, I appreciate the invite. It was my pleasure. Again, I've been a huge fan of your work here, Nate. So very honored to be part of your show.
I just hope you're prepping. Are you prepping?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yep. Well, wait, I'm not supposed to tell people I'm prepping, though.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well,
I'm not prepping.
Yeah. As long as you don't get doxxed, and you're fine. Yeah. People are lazy anyways. They ain't leaving the house.
Right.
All right. Take care, buddy.
All right. Thanks, Nate.
The best way to support this channel is to support yourself by gearing up at CanadianPreparedness.com, where you'll find high-quality survival gear at the best prices, no junk, and no gimmicks. Use discount code PREPPINGGEAR for 10% off. Don't forget, the strong survive, but the prepared thrive. Stay safe.
There are always consequences. I finish what I start.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Never had luck. Never need.
Executed.
Time doesn't heal all wounds. I owe them nothing.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Don't blink! Time is not on your side. Look out! Step right up! Show me something new!
turret has been destroyed.
Yep, that went exactly how I didn't want it to go. Look out! Welcome is gone!
Ace.
Never look back. Surprise!
Clean sweep.
Let's not do that again. Heads up!
Your turret has been destroyed.
Let's make them notice. Think back! My pasts have a way of catching up. Go! Go Look out! Make me repeat myself. One more time!
Your turret has been destroyed.
There are limits. I haven't found them yet.
You have slain an enemy. Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
Gone is the future.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Time to start some trouble. me once.
Minions have spawned.
I hate being responsible.
Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed.
Someone's day's about to get wrecked. No one keeps me down.
Minions have spawned.
Every second matters. Last chance to be anywhere else. Things aren't gonna improve themselves. Back to square 7. That fresh start smell. Doubt me. I love that. I do my own stunts.
Minions have spawned.
We make the future. Back to going forward. Heads up! Every fool Look out! I'd rather make mistakes than make nothing at all. Think back! Patience.
Executed. Ace.
Worked in another timeline. Time to start some trouble. Progress doesn't belong to one city. There are always consequences. I finish what I started.
Minions have spawned.
Never had luck. Never needed it. Don't blink! never look back.
You have slain an enemy.
Not quit until it's
Executed.
right. Let's make them notice. Think back! We'll do it the hard way. I like hitting you. My passes have a way of catching up. Come get me. Time snap. All out of here.
Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed.
This is how we set the low is on. Second first time for everything. If there are limits, I haven't found them yet.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Dawn is the future. Good a time as any to act reckless.
Your turret has been
Only
destroyed.
once. And I'll just rewind. Step right up. Maybe. I hate being responsible.
Shut down.
Don't blink. No one keeps me down.
Your turret has been destroyed.
aren't gonna improve themselves. Look out! Welcome to Zon! I love that. Keep pushing. Look out! Make me repeat myself. Last chance to be anywhere else. I do my own stunts. Don't blink! We make the future. Come get me!
Clean sweep. Woo!
Heads up! Back to going forward.
You have slain an enemy.
Every fool needs a break. Think back! Step right up! do that again. Look out! There are always consequences. Don't blink! Go!
You have slain an enemy.
I finish what I start. I like hitting you. Look out! Never had one. Never needed it. Step right up! Merciful air! Think back!
You have slain an enemy.
Catch! Look out!
You have slain an enemy.
Go! This is how we say hello in Zon.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Good times any to act reckless. Look out! Come get me!
You have slain an enemy.
I could make this hurt less. Heads up! Time is not on your side. Go!
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Time doesn't heal. Step right up! Don't blink! Ah! I owe them nothing. One more time! Tomorrow's the last of my friends.
Aced.
Back to square 7. Never look back. Go! Not quit until it's right. Come on! me repeat myself. My pasts have a way of catching up.
Down. Aced. You have slain an enemy.
Don't blink! I'm gonna rethink a couple things. I wish I stayed here.
You have slain an enemy.
If there are limits, I haven't found them yet. Look out! Go! Go! Last chance to be anywhere else. Look out! You never see this coming. I'll help you this time. Duh. One more time. Come get it. Go. You do it the hard way.
Shut down. Ace.
Look out! I'm hitting you. Back before anyone notices.
Double kill. Aced.
Don't blink! Zaun is the future. Look out!
Defeat.
much time you have. It's how you use it. Fresh start smell.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Time doesn't heal all wounds.
30 seconds until minions spawn.